you know, my background's mainly in filmmaking and stuff, which you're partially to blame for some of that. I started in high school, my freshman year of high school. I got real big into filmmaking because I started making video projects as class projects. So the first one we did was like To Kill a Mockingbird. Then we did Romeo and Juliet, The Odyssey, all that kind of stuff. And then throughout all of high school, I just kept making these videos as class projects. And then that kind of evolved once I got out of high school. I wanted to keep doing it because I discovered how much I loved filmmaking and everything. And I was like, well, how can I keep doing this? And there was a newish website that had just come up in the past few years called YouTube. And so I started doing some like little goofy, super cringy videos now that I hope nobody ever finds because they'd be super embarrassing. But I was doing some like goofy videos with friends and stuff. And I did that for a little while. And then that kind of eventually evolved into what Mason Studios is now, where I started going to comic conventions and filming like cosplayers and doing cosplay music videos, which also led into, by meeting all these cosplayers, I discovered, wait a minute, these cosplayers, they have all these awesome costumes, and if I could put them in like a fan film based on whatever they're cosplaying, I don't have to pay for a costume for that video because they already have it. Mm-hmm. So that kind of led into us doing, like, we did fan films on Super Mario, and then, of course, the most popular one is Tomb Raider that Sarah, you know, friend of the show, was in. And that one got, I think it's close to 150,000 views now, something like that. It got recognized by Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics, which was really cool. So, yeah, anyway, that led me through, you know, doing all the video production and stuff over the years. And then that eventually evolved into now, of course, I do the marketing and stuff here for the law firm. And then I have my own Masonite digital marketing business on the side, which does video production, web design, graphic design, just whatever people need as far as digital marketing. So anyway, that's how the video production stuff led into the digital marketing. And the reason I say you're to blame is because you showed me in high school when I first started doing those class projects, you had that super garbage editing program. Mm-hmm. At the time, we thought it was great, but it was called Pinnacle Studio. Yep. Crashed all the time, was a terrible editing program. But, I mean, for us, we were used to, like, you know, mm-hmm. filming on VHS cassettes and stuff, yeah, so it was like revolutionary.
We would film and back up from the back up the tape if we messed up, right, and try to retape it.
And then a lot of times pieces of the take that had a mistake in it would be left over because you didn't rewind quite far mm-hmm. enough. It was like that was how you edited it back in the day.
Yeah, no, that Pinnacle program, of course we didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, we thought it was great at the time.
I was using it to edit. It seems like I was doing some kind of I think I was doing instructional DVDs with it, sort of. And then also I was doing the kids. I was filming them in like their own superhero mm-hmm. movies.
Right.
Because I did the Superman one with Austin that was real good.
And then I think you did a Flash one.
I did a
with
Flash
Alex.
one, but
yeah.
the problem was it kept crashing.
Yeah.
And I had so many cuts to make him look like he moved fast that it wouldn't render.
Yeah.
And but yeah. So I remember, and then part of what it was is because I'm kind of like you. I don't like people touching my stuff. And so you would use it in school, and then finally I was like, "Look, man."
Well, you were real irritated by the fact that I was using your stuff because I was using your camera and your editing program for freshman year. So those first 3 videos I did, it was all your stuff. And then that summer, in between freshman and sophomore year of high school, I got my first job working at the movie theater in Atoka. And so I used my first couple of paychecks I got from that to buy my own Sony Handycam, little garbage camera, and then I bought my own copy of that Pinnacle Studio program, and that's how I started. And then I used that throughout all of high school to make all those video projects and things. And then, of course, after high school, I bought better equipment. And then over the years, I've just gotten progressively better and better equipment to where now I'm doing stuff that I hope, anyway, is of somewhat decent quality.
So, no, it is. And I tell you what, Josh, you know, I joke with you about a lot of different stuff just because we're brothers. But, you know, the commercials and stuff you've done for us are awesome. You know, there's one of the best ones I think you did. I still have it on my phone, and we weren't able to release it because we never got the rights to that song.
Yeah.
But that was great. The lighting on it was good. The one was this Mannish Boy was the song.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, I never posted it because we couldn't get the rights to the song Mannish Boy. But it's got basically me walking into a courtroom, and at the same time it cuts between me walking towards a cage, and then it cuts in with me getting ready to do both of those things, getting my hands wrapped, and then, of course, putting a suit on, and it cuts between the two and then shows both of them work up. And then
basically how you're a fighter in and out of the courtroom was kind of the idea.
That was good. Yeah. But, I mean, like the Cellar one you did recently with the GTMA students where we were fighting, and and there's a whole bunch that you've done. Like, I mean, I know you really enjoy the fan films and stuff, and those are good. Sometimes they're not my cup of tea, but the professional videos that you do for commercials for businesses, I think are awesome.
Yeah.
So I think you do great. One thing I was going to say, though, you'll probably agree with me on this. It's not just that, part of both of our interests in movies is our dad's fault.
Oh, yeah. They took us to, I still remember when we were younger. I mean, I was a little bitty. But I remember us palling, me, you, and Justin, palling that little red truck Mom and Daddy had, and that would be like our weekend outing. Is we would go to the Malco on stage, and we would watch, whatever movie.
Because our parents weren't big on vacations, but the vacation was every weekend in summertime. Every weekend we went to the movies,
right?
And then, or you had friends spend the night and you went and rented a movie. So it was very movie heavy. Like joy was we get to watch a movie.